Every plan assumes 30 years. What if you got 10? Here's what I found. When I researched why most retirement strategies quietly fall apart for anyone starting after 50, and the one assumption baked into every single one of them that nobody questions, so I went down a rabbit hole on building wealth for beginners who are over 60. I read the articles, watched the financial planner videos, dug through Reddit threads and forum posts from people in their 50s and 60s asking real questions like, what if I haven't saved enough money for retirement? And can I build wealth after 50? And what I kept running into surprised me, not because the advice was bad, but because almost all of it was built on a foundation that doesn't apply to half the people reading it. Let me show you what I mean. Pull up any compound interest chart, any of them. They all start at age 25, maybe 35 if they're feeling generous. And the numbers look incredible. A few $100 a month turns into $1 million over 3 or 4 decades. According to Bolden, if you invest $500 a month, assuming a 6% average annual return split between an S&P 500 index fund and treasury bonds, you can build a serious nest egg. That math checks out. But here's the thing. That math checks out when you have 30 or 35 years of runway. Plus, plug in age 60 with the same inputs, and the ending balance looks completely different. The compounding engine needs time to do its work. And when you're starting later, you just don't have enough of it. What really got to me is that nobody in these articles says that out loud. They quietly show you the 25-year-old chart and let you feel like you missed the boat. Like this is your fault. It's not your fault. The model just wasn't built for your life timeline. And once you see that, you stop beating yourself up. You start asking a much better question, which is, what actually works when you've got 10 years instead of 30? The standard answer you'll hear is dollar cost averaging. Just invest consistently, stay the course, ride out the dips, and don't panic. And over 30 years, that's solid advice. But here's where it gets interesting. When you need income in 5 to 10 years, not 30. Staying the course through a major downturn can genuinely hurt you. One of the most consistent complaints I found across retirement forums is people selling stocks when markets are down, locking in real losses instead of waiting for recovery. And the reason they sell isn't panic, it's necessity. They're retired. They're drawing income. They don't have 7 years to wait for a bounce back. There's a term financial planners use for this: sequence of returns risk. It means that if the market drops right when you start withdrawing, your portfolio takes a hit it may never fully recover from. Same average returns over a lifetime. Completely different outcome depending on when the bad years fall. And the closer you are to needing that money, the more dangerous that timing becomes. So think about it. The playbook that works beautifully for a 30-year-old, cost averaging, staying aggressive, riding the dips, that same playbook can leave someone over 60 worse off. Not because they did anything wrong, but because they're following a strategy written for someone half their age. Now, here's what I want you to hear. The answer is not riskier investments. That's the trap. A lot of people think, well, I'm behind, so I need to be more aggressive to catch up. And that's exactly backwards. The real shift I kept seeing in the most grounded discussions around this isn't about chasing bigger returns. It's about changing the entire goal. Instead of grow a pile of money you'll draw from someday, you switch to build a monthly income stream. Income you can actually see hitting your account. Not in 20 years, not in a decade, Now, that reframe changes everything because when you're focused on a monthly stream, you stop worrying about what the market did today. You stop checking your portfolio every morning, hoping the number went up. You got income coming in. That isn't tied to whether the S&P had a good week. Jose Novia, a planning associate with Madden and Associates, said it clearly in a Mass Mutual piece. Saving as much as you can, as early as you can, is always a great strategy for funding your investment. And he's right. But what if early has already passed? What if you're not in the savings phase at all? You're in the I need some income now phase. That's where the monthly stream model becomes not just an option, but the one that actually matches your reality. Now, I know that what some of you are probably thinking, starting something new after 60, building a new income stream, that probably means learning complicated tech or selling to friends on Facebook or grinding through hours of training, videos that you don't have time for. And honestly, that concern is completely reasonable because a lot of what's out there does work exactly like that, but not all of it does. The options worth looking at are the ones designed for people who don't want to sell, who aren't technical, who don't have 6 hours a day to figure out marketing funnel. When a system is built to handle the hard parts, the tech, the follow-up, the actual selling process, what's left is something you can work on in manageable time blocks without turning your life upside down. That's not wishful thinking. That's just good design. The system covers what you don't want to handle, and you focus on what you actually can. And that's really the question we're sitting with. Now, not can I still build wealth after 60? The answer to that is yes. The real question is whether you're using a model that fits the timeline you actually have, or whether or whether you're still trying to force a 30-year strategy into a 10-year window. If that question landed for you, here's something worth looking at. The link below walks you through a residual income system built around monthly income on a real-world timeline, not the 30-year compounding chart that was never designed for where you are right now. You can find it at williamfever.com turnkey. The link is in the description below.